What's happening, my people? So it's your boy ChanceJolivette, aka Smooth, back with another video. So today what we're going to be talking about, The Walking Dead, Season 11, Episode 12, The Lucky Ones. We start this episode off, man, we seen what happened with Eugene, and he got his heart broken, and this and that. So he starts off, we get into Stephanie's story. She has her backstory and how she got the radio stuff. She put it together herself and how she was trying to talk to Eugene and this and that. And find out that she is Mercer's sister. So that's why they kind of figured it out, but they didn't like jail her or anything. Mercer covered for her, but that's why they put a spy in her place or whatever to see the Alexandrians, Eugene and them, and get a feel for them and get first contact with them instead of letting the real Stephanie talk to him. And turns out her name isn't Stephanie, her name is Max. The Commonwealth, they have a plan to help Alexandria, but it's like, we find out it's more than meets the eye with their plan. Like, it's good to have numbers or whatever, but there's more to it than being humanitarians. Like, there's power in numbers and stuff like that. Mercer asked Daryl what he did before, because they like all go on a trip to Alexandria and Hilltop and stuff like that. And Mercer's like, what you did before and this and that. He's like, what does it matter? We all doing the same thing now or whatever. And I think Mercer kind of like, that's interesting. Y'all all equal and stuff. So that's one thing that the Commonwealth, it is not. You are not equal. It is very much, you are down on the totem pole. They look down on you and stuff like that. So it's more freedom, more equality in the Alexandrian Hilltop stuff, way of life. But there's a lot of struggle as well. So it's like, what do you value? Do you value your freedom or something? Or do you value like the safety in the shelter and in things of that nature? Like, I'd rather a meal and stuff like that. But I don't know, I like my freedom too. So we see Ezekiels Surgery was approved. He was going to get a checkup and this and that. His neck is all blown out. You've been approved. Your debts and everything has been paid. You have your surgery is clear. Like, wait up. Like, something is up with this right here, but we kind of know what happened. I'm going to get to that later. Oceanside, they declined the Commonwealth's offer because they like, wait, so Maggie didn't accept the offer yet. If Maggie accepts, we will accept. But if she doesn't, we not. So Maggie is like the leader of these little surrounding communities. She has a lot of power. She has power with Hilltop, with Oceanside, with Alexandria and stuff. Like, Maggie is the one that they are going to have to convert for all their future plans to go through, because Maggie has the power. And we see like Maggie, she has a big transformation. Like, you could just see Maggie. They roll up on it and they see Maggie by herself. She's killing walkers and stuff. And like, she just got a look in the eye and stuff. Like, she walking around dirty, grungy. And like, the Glenn death changed her a lot. But then a lot of these battles, the Negan stuff, but then her being around Negan has changed her a lot, man. Like, Negan sharing his philosophies and stuff like that. And I think she's taken some of them to heart, and she's kept a little bit of the Negan in her. Like, maybe it's changed her for the worse. Even Negan is kind of scared of her now. But Ezekiel, he's cooking, and Carol goes knocking the door, and he like, yeah, my surgery's been approved. And she like, oh yeah, that's nice. Like, she knows what's up. Like, hey, something ain't right. This isn't right. Like, for me to be jumping ahead of these people. If you in the hospital, you see how many sick people they got and how many people are never going to get their surgery and going to die. She like, look, Hornsby owes me a favor, and you are a great man, and why should you be passed up because you have an opportunity to do great things. They have way lesser people than you that are at the front of the line because of their particular place in society. But you are going to do something great with your place because you are a great man. You are Ezekiel. You were a king at a time. And now you think you're just a lowly zookeeper or something because they have told you that. No, you're not that. You are a great person. So he has to realize that again, because Commonwealth will beat you down. Eugene, his conscience is eating him up. He's chilling by the wall, by the lake or whatever, and somebody painting a picture of him. And Rosita goes talk to him, and she's like, something ain't right. Like, Eugene, what's up? Something is eating you up. Like, tell me what's going on. He wants to tell her, but the thing is, he found out about Hornsby and about their dealings and about the inner workings of the Commonwealth and how they plotted on him to get him there and stuff. And he wants to tell him that, but then he like, I don't want to ruin this for everybody. Like, so he ends up just saying like, Stephanie, I thought that we were in love, and it turns out she broke up with me and stuff like that. So that's what he really holding in his heart, because he don't want to ruin it for everybody, because everybody else seems to be not enjoying themselves, but like comfortable at the moment. Like it's a big load off their shoulders because they just was starving. Mercer and Daryl, like they're getting closer. Like they just the little stuff they're sharing with each other. Like this was happening. We was doing this and that, and Mercer is trying to school him on yeah, y'all had a hard time and stuff like that. And you saying we lucky, but the Commonwealth is not as great a place as you might think. Like you gotta fall in line, and like he's giving him Daryl game on how to make his way through with the Commonwealth people, because it's a monarchy or something. Like it's crazy. It's crazy the way that they are working. Hornsby is trying to sell Maggie on the Commonwealth. Wouldn't you love a place where your son can travel and he can go to college and this and that and blase blase. But something is up with him, man. Like something just doesn't strike you right with him, man. He just make the hair on your neck stand up, man. Your spider sense just goes off with him, man. And Maggie senses that something ain't right. They end up having a walker group. So they go out there, they go kill the walkers and everything. Mercer and them, their crew, they mow down the walkers very quickly. They decimate them. And Maggie is kind of like, she's just looking at everything that's going down, and like she just don't trust them. She don't trust them at all, man. For Max to have such a high position in the Commonwealth, like she works right underneath the governor. Pam, I guess that's her name. She works right underneath her. But man, her crib is show his toe up. Like she look like she live in the slums. But Eugene goes and talks to her, and she like, why didn't we talk all this time and you couldn't decipher that wasn't me? Well, I've never been one to have affection from a lady and stuff, and I just wanted it to be real and this and that. So he spills his heart to her, and they finally get on even ground and finally talk to each other and look like that's going to be a blooming relationship. That's good. We've had a lot of times when we hated Eugene, but Eugene, he didn't want us back. I hope Eugene gets a little bit of happiness and stuff. And this young lady, Pam or whatever, not Pam, Max, she seems like she had like a hard time or whatever. Like she's an outcast. Like it'll be nice for her and Eugene to reconnect and get a little something popping. And we get to the end decision about Maggie, and she declines the Commonwealth. She declines the Commonwealth. She like, yeah, it's a nice offer, but we're gonna have to decline. Like, why are you declining? Because you told me everything costs. Like she don't want to owe them, and she don't want them to get mad or have control and then change their mind. And they seem like they have a lot of power, and she don't want to cross them. and just be a whole bunch of other drama. She rather do it her way. So, but a lot of her people end up leaving. They're like, Maggie, we tired of this, man. We want a better life. So they leave. And we seen the time jump in how Maggie and Daryl and them, it seem like they're going to butt heads. She sees that Daryl is like falling in line. And Daryl has always been somebody that went by the beat of his own drum. And so she sees him talking to Mercer and stuff, and like he's walking with the troops and stuff like this. She like, hold up, that's not sitting right. So man, shit is about to hit the fan. It seems like it. Pam, she goes to Hornsby. She's like, well, your plan didn't work. And no, we're going to make this work. We're going to make this work. Why do you want this to work so bad? Like, I'm doing this for you. Look, Hornsby, I've known you your whole life, and you always been ambitious. I know you trying to get some power for yourself or whatever. Like, that's what this all boils down to. He wants, because the Commonwealth, like, she's always going to be the powerful one and stuff like that because of the way that the society is. But if they move into other territories and they plant their flag and they take control, he will be able to run for office or whatever and end up having a bunch of little smaller places and maybe end up becoming more powerful than her. He wants this power for himself. And that's what's driving him. And so I think that's going to lead to a lot of negativity and stuff because it seems like he wants power by any means. And you just see him. Like he's killing walkers at the end, like just out in the field. He shoots in the air just to make walkers come to shoot him. And Aaron goes talk to him and stuff. And he's like, yeah, we're going to rebuild the world. He got a crazy look in his eyes, man. Like something ain't right with Hornsby. But that's this episode of The Walking Dead, man. Like, I didn't do this as early as I usually do. Had family visiting and stuff, man. But it's alright. It's alright. The next episode seems like it's going to be interesting and stuff. I want to see Rick and Michonne. That's what I want to see. But we don't know. Maybe on part 3 of The Walking Dead, since they've broken it up to 3 parts. Because I think it was originally supposed to be 2 parts. But now it's broken up into 3. So maybe Rick and them will come back. Like, comment, subscribe, go be the greatest and the most hated, man. I'll let you boy. Peace.